Oh.
Go, leave. I'm not playing. Leave.
I don't care what you talking about.
Bye.
What's up, buddy?
Stop.
Get that at 5. Sick.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, are we having an issue?
Yes, he needs to leave.
Okay, what's going on?
He cannot be here.
I can. I'm his father.
My mother used on me, and I resent her for that, right? And the reason why I resent her for that, because she shouldn't be the person who decides what I feel.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video. We got this mother taking her child to the hospital or to the doctor. I'm assuming to get a checkup. And the father drove 4 hours to come see the child and be involved and figure out what's going on with his son and just being there. And this is how the whole event unfolded.
Go, leave. I'm not playing. Leave.
I don't care what you talking about.
Bye.
What's up, buddy?
Stop.
Get that at 5. Sick.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, are we having an issue?
Yes, he needs to leave.
Okay, what's going on?
He cannot be here.
I can. I'm his father.
Okay, what's the you have some
He needs to leave.
you have some legal.
No,
I have primary custody of him. He needs to go.
Okay, all right.
there's no proof, ma'am.
I have the court documents.
I'm here for my son.
Okay, all right.
Just this past weekend, she came over and you see the scratch on my eye. She took, and this all it is. She just wanna just be difficult with me. That's all.
Let me just say this, Dad. Just so that we don't get him upset and we do what we need to do with him. Can you guys decide on who's gonna stay?
I
here
just
with the
drove
baby?
4 hours here for his appointment.
He needs to
And
leave.
just see what I'm saying. I'm not dealing with none of that. I'm not here to be confrontational or anything. I'm here for my son, and that's all.
Hey,
That's
guys.
all. Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. It's been a while since I've seen you. What's going on?
He needs to leave. He did not need to be here.
How did you even know that the baby was here?
I told
She
him
told me about the
appointment
appointment.
a
So
month ago.
therefore, listen. I'm not here to be confrontational or anything. I'm here for my son,
Baby.
and that's it. And all that right there is unnecessary, uncalled for. I just drove 4 hours here for his appointment, and it's just too much to deal with her. I'm just here for him.
So let's do this. Because I can, for us at the office, we can only handle so much.
Right.
And the ladies, let me examine the baby, if you don't mind. Examine the baby with mama. Then I can talk with you. Can we do it that way?
I don't understand.
Because I can't. You know what I mean?
I'm not here for no confrontation.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
Like I was telling her, this is just her, and I'm just here for him.
I understand that.
That's
I
all.
understand that.
That's all.
So now we all saw the second the father opened up the door, the child jumped out of the seat to come run to the father. And guess who held the child back? The mother, right? The mother was saying, no, you can't go hug your father. That's mighty wild. And if you have women who say, well, there's a reason why the mother is doing that. Maybe the father's doing something. Maybe the father this, maybe the father that, right? Well, the child isn't crying. The child was excited. And then not only that, he was trying to, shake the child's hand, play with the child's hand. The child was smiling, but of course he keeps looking at the mom because he obviously see that the mom holds the leverage that, hey, well, mom is not liking it, and she's not even allowing me to see the man that technically birthed me, right? Because I came out of his nutsack.
What's up, buddy?
Stop.
Get that at 5.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, how can you have that much power? And then here come the nurses. They come in and they're saying, okay, well, hold on. What's going on? What's the issue here? And she's saying, well, I got full custody of the child. He does not need to be here. Are you that scorned to the fact that you can't even allow him to be in the room, that you can't even allow him to be here? And the sad thing about it is, because he drove 4 hours down here, I'm assuming. Granted, he could be capping about the 4-hour drive, but I am assuming he is wanting to hang out with the child after the doctor. Do you think the mother is going to allow that? With all of the power that woman holds, that most of you women hold, do you think that woman will allow the father to see or hang out with the child after they done had this whole little debacle? And what makes it worse is, of course, you have one of the other ladies come in there and they say, well, you know what? Hey, how about this? Here's a solution. We will sit here and we will screen, right? We will screen the child or whatever with the mother, and then I'll come talk to you because we don't want to get the little boy upset. The little boy was never upset. The little boy was never upset. And the only person that is making that little boy upset, if it were to come down to that, is the mother. Because obviously the child wants to be with the father, but the mother is doing everything she can to keep the child away from the father. But of course, hey, well, you know, I need to de-escalate it. So, hey, it's okay. I will allow the mother to be with the child. Father, you're just going to have to wait outside. And once they get done doing what they're doing, then I can come talk to you about it. So what, then the mother and the child gets to walk off? She gets to walk off with my child. I don't get to say bye. I don't get to do anything. Once again, this is just another reason why the family court system needs to be changed. But you have so many disingenuous women who will sit here and look at situations like this and turn the blind eye. They will either try to hold that man accountable for whatever reason, or just turn the blind eye to it. But guess what? You have men who saying, I'm not going to turn the blind eye to it. And reasons like this are the reason why a lot of your men just say, man, look, I'm not about to keep dealing with this. Damn sure not about to be driving 4 hours just to come see a child that this woman not even going to allow me to see, just for her then to turn around and jump on the internet and say this man doesn't do anything for his child. This man isn't in the child's life, yada, yada, yada. But ma'am, look at what you're doing to keep me away from this child. And then you have other women right behind that sister. It doesn't matter what the girl does. It doesn't matter what the mother does. You should not want to give up on seeing your child. Well, just like every human being in the world, a man has a breaking point. And if a man cannot see his child, why would he continue to keep trying to budge at it? And it's so sick and disgusting because you have many sisters in the sisterhood who will agree with this, who will defend this behavior. And they will get upset for men saying, hey, well, you should want to go out and go ask your father, get your father's side of the story, because there are far too many times where women get the final say so in what the father's side of the story is. Right, we only ever hear from the mother side of the story, and they will always paint the picture that the father is bad and that the mother never did anything. Or they will say, you know, I wasn't perfect, but your father this, your father that, and your father can never defend himself. So they say, give your father an opportunity to tell his side of the story.
And I'm gonna be real, bro. As a man, bro, I advise you, bro, go hear your dad's side of the story. I'm not saying he couldn't be fucked up. I'm not saying he couldn't have left you for no reason. I'm not saying that he couldn't have been a bad person. He couldn't have made a mistake, none of that. But I advise you just go hear his side of the story and decide from there. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I hear this happen so often, and like it kind of fucked me up every time I'm hearing it, cause it's like it's fucked up. But it'll be a dude, he wanna be in his kid life, like he wanna be an active father. And you got a baby mom for whatever reason, maybe she petty about the new girl, trying to teach him a lesson, trying to use it as an opportunity to get more money, or she could just be a bad person and she kind of used the kid as leverage against the dude, trying to control him, and he gotta say and do everything she want, or she gonna take the kid away from him. And I get what y'all saying, go to court, go to court, go to court. Go look at the percentages on that. And a lot of dudes, it's not even that they don't wanna pay child support. They just don't wanna give her the money. They don't mind spending a bag on their kids. They just don't wanna get you the money. All I'm saying, it's a lot of dudes out there. If you was to go sit down, and I'm talking about have a good conversation with your pops, bro, you wouldn't even be mad at bro no more.
But then you have a sister who make a video like this.
Men find finding out that they were disposable to their deadbeat fathers has them spiraling out of control right now, and it's very interesting to watch. But this guy made a post that said, men, now that you're older, you should talk to your dad and figure out like what the reason was why he wasn't around. And I left a comment and was like, it's very simple. You were disposable to him, so he left you. Now I gotta be Floyd Mayweather because they want to fight me in the comments. The men are so angry about that comment, and maybe it's because I used the word disposable, but that is the word that I wanted to use because that's the right word. A lot of these men are in the comments saying, well, once I got older, I found out that my mom cheated on my dad. Once I got older, I found out my mom used to keep me away from him. Once I got older, I found out my mom was trying to be greedy and get child support. Once I got older, I found out my mom. 9 times out of 10, your mom did nothing at all. Your dad had 24 years to come up with his lie, and you just believed everything that he said. And let's say your mom did do something to him. He felt like she did something wrong to me, so this child has to pay. You had to pay. Is that valid to you? Think about it. Think about it. Is that valid? If he was in your life when you were younger and then him and your mom split, so he left you behind. If your mom got a new man and he said, well, you got a new man, he could take care of the baby instead of me. If he was an in and out parent and your mom said, well, if you're not going to be there physically, you're going to have to be there financially. And she put him on child support and he said, well, since you got me on child support, that's enough. That's enough taking care of the child. I ain't going to take care of him. I'm not going to raise him. If your daddy got 6 kids and he take care of all of them except for you because he don't like your mom. If your mom moved states so that y'all could have a better life and your dad said, well, she took you away from me, son, instead of trying to get to see you for the summer. If he was absent your whole life and then you got into sports and you started doing good and actually making a name for yourself and then he came back around. No matter the story that he gave you for why he couldn't be in your life, the reality is that he just simply didn't want to. And that probably sounds really hard to accept, but it's the truth. Stop looking for reasons to blame your mom for why your daddy wasn't around. He didn't want to be.
She's being very disingenuous. Being very disingenuous. Oh, well, you know, you're disposable because that's pretty much what it is. As if we don't have many women jumping over here into these orphanage, right? Giving their children up because they just can't handle the burden. So what they do, they give the child up. And what is the first thing that women like her will say? Man, it's strong. You're a strong woman. I know it took you a lot to do that. Blah, 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 blah. It's sad because we have cancerous sisters like this that are in our community that just poison the community, that is being very disingenuous. Oh, well, you know, they're mad at me because I said that their father's disposed of. Are you not going to acknowledge the mother who is doing everything they can to make it hard for that father? Right. Now, granted, there are some fathers who do not take care of their children, but that's a very, 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 very small portion of men who do not take care of their children. You even have videos of guys saying, well, here's the situation that I had with my mother and my father because my mother did everything she could to keep me away from my father. So I ended up having a conversation with my father, and this is what my father told me.
My mother used on me, and I resent her for that, right? And the reason why I resent her for that, because she shouldn't be the person who decides what I feel based on how my father has a relationship with me. Sometimes a day might be just enough for me. Sure. You shouldn't be the person who tells me or tell my father what he's not going to do for me. If he can give me a day, let me get my day. If he can give me the weekend, let me get my weekend. Just because it doesn't suffice what you want for me doesn't mean that it ain't good for me. Yeah. And I'm saying this because my father, when I got grown and I had this conversation, he's like, listen, son, I wanted to be in your life. What you mean?
I just couldn't do what your mom was putting me through.
But your mama play a lot of games, right? Emotional, goofy games, where I have to meet certain criteria in order to see you.
And I ain't doing that.
I ain't no PAN. She not gonna tell me like she my probation officer or something. Like I gotta go through this. No, we not doing that. Yeah, if you think I gotta do all that, then you handle it. And she didn't handle it. And she didn't handle it the right way.
That's good. Women use children as pawns to try to manipulate men to be and act how they want them to act.
My older daughter right now, who says that I never tried to be there, and I try to show her all the pictures. I'm trying to show her receipts, and she says I'm a psycho. You're a psycho. You're a weirdo. You're foul. And I asked her, why don't you go say something to your mom? My mom didn't do this.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 17. But she asks, why do you have my mom blocked? Because I don't want to fight with your mom. You have a phone. I'd rather talk to you.
But then you're going to have these type of sisters who got a crimson chin, clearly can tell that you are very biased, right? And then on top of that, she's saying that, hey, we need to teach our sons to be strong and emotional, some emotionally strong men. And you can see the type of men this sister is trying to breed, right? She's trying to breed a very, very feminine man.
I'm a boy mom, not the creepy kind, and I am still reading Raising Emotionally Strong Boys. I got a lot of comments talking about emotions and anger coming from young boys, and so I wanted to read this passage to y'all. I think this is geared more towards the age of boys who could really process their emotions, but I feel like moms with younger boys can listen to this too for as they start to develop. Information in this section, but basically letting boys know that feelings are not good or bad or right or wrong. It's the things that you do with those feelings that could be good or bad or right or wrong or healthy or unhealthy is a very, very good talking point, because we are always hearing about how, oh, boys have to bottle up their feelings. Boys are not supposed to cry. Boys are not supposed to feel anything. You're supposed to be numb. All of those sayings and quotes that they might hear could create a really, really toxic environment around feelings and emotions.
But I mean, hey man, once again, it all goes back to our sisters tearing this community up, right? A lot of our sisters are tearing this community up, and it's starting with sisters that are like this. It's starting with sisters who are sitting here in the damn office, keep alienating their children away from the father. But hey, do me a huge favor, let me like, let me comment, subscribe to the channel.